America is deeply divided. There are only two sides to every issue, and there is no interest in finding common ground, not even with members of your own family. But as the 2024 presidential election looms on the horizon, there has never been a more important time to have the necessary conversation.
Welcome to the Necessary Conversation. I'm Chad Kultgen. With me is my sister, Haley Pope, and my parents, Bob and Mary Lou Kultgen. My parents are deep QAnon MAGA Trump supporters. My sister and I are not. And conversations between our family have been strained for the past, 6 to 10 years. But now we're forcing ourselves to have a conversation about political issues every week for 1 hour. This is that conversation. We begin every show with a reminder that my dad has been making some predictions. One of which was that a nuclear weapon would be used in Ukraine within 30 to 40 days. You made that prediction on January 29th. It is 93 days since that prediction. No nuclear weapon. Has your prediction failed?
No.
Now let's move on to a question from a listener. Today our question is, hi, Chad. Hello, Kultgen family. My name is Matthew C. I'm 40 years old, and I'm an office manager that lives in Southern California. I grew up in a Democratic household, but now I have one liberal parent and one conservative. I don't consider myself either, as my views vary from issue to issue. I know Bob wanted life histories for anyone asking a question, so there you go. My question is, as Christians, what do Bob and Mary Lou believe are the most important of Jesus's teachings? Love the show, Matthew C. Thank you, Matthew C., for that.
Look at Mom's face.
That has nothing to do with politics, but what was it again? The most important what?
As Christians, what do you think is the most important of Jesus's teachings? A very long silence.
I thought he was giving it to Mom.
No.
Both of you.
Huh?
Both of you.
To be honest, to love one another,
To be Christian.
to have
What does that
morals.
mean? What does
It
to be
means
Christian
to
mean?
believe that Christ is the Son of God.
And nothing else?
That's the best teaching he has.
Acceptance, love for all of humanity. These are not teachings that you find important of his?
It's all side effects.
To be honest,
Side effects. What?
Yeah, side effects being a Christian.
Do you guys really believe in God? Is this a
Yeah.
shtick?
yes.
I don't think you do.
I'll tell you something,
I think we
Missy.
do.
I'll tell you
I
something.
think you're
Missy.
full of shit.
I think you're full of shit.
As you get older and
As
you see
I
the people,
pointed out week in and week out, I think you're full of shit.
As-
Oh, by the way, the Chinese are already up your ass.
Okay.
Chinese? We're
Be
not, oh my
quiet.
God. We're
I
2
was
minutes
talking.
in. We're talking about Jesus and somehow Chinese comes into it.
okay. As you get older,
Well,
both
the
of you.
Chinese are not Christians.
Some
May
of them
I-
are.
May I
No,
talk?
very few.
As you get older, Haley and Chad, and the people around you get off your train and disappear, you're going to wonder and have thoughts and be more spiritual. Where did they go? Will I ever see them again? Will I ever get to see them again?
The answer is yes, you
And-
will, because AI technology is going to allow everyone to live forever in a digital utopia.
Okay, well, I believe
San
that they go to
Junipero.
heaven or hell,
Yeah.
that you go to heaven or hell, and you will see them in heaven again.
Okay, but again,
Wait.
the most important teachings are Dad from you, just to be a Christian, and Mom from you is honesty.
Yeah,
That
to
can't
not
be.
lie, cheat, to not to just be a good person overall.
So not Donald Trump.
No, Donald Trump's a good person.
He's honest.
Yes,
You think he's Christian?
to the nth degree.
He does believe in God.
All right. Well,
He
thanks for the
doesn't
question,
sniff
Matthew.
on-
C.
He
Yeah.
doesn't sniff on little kids and then
But
put them
Joe-
in sex trafficking.
Right.
Places.
No, he visits Epstein's Island where he can fuck kids.
Yes,
Oh God.
Again.
Oh God.
So you say.
That's right.
No, he's on the flight log.
Yeah, so you say.
I mean, he is. That's a
Yeah.
fact. Anyway,
And
thank
so-
you,
okay, go
Matthew
ahead.
C, for your question. If anybody else would like to submit a question, please, I'm trying to do this. No one did this week. No one sent in an audio question, but I would love to have you record a 1 minute or shorter audio clip and email it to thenecessaryconversationpod@gmail.com. If you can, do it as an audio clip, because a lot of these questions that I get, I appreciate them all. Some of them are simply too long for me to read. And I appreciate it. Again, I appreciate the whole backstories and the in-depth questions. I appreciate it all, but I simply don't have the time to go through them all when they're that long. So a 1 minute audio clip would be great. Again, email it to thenecessaryconversationpod@gmail.com if you have your question. All right. Now we have some other things up top here to do. My dad has a rant and my mom has what she is described as a ditty. Who wants to go first?
I will.
Okay.
I vote rant. Rant first.
Okay.
Rant first. Okay. This will be a continuation rant that you will hear each and every week. The United States of America has got to literally get rid of the big fat black man in New York, and we've got to stop listening to the most ignorant pygmy that the White House puts out on their press secretary every day. That woman is a total waste of skin.
All right.
That's my rant.
Thank you very much for your rant, Mom. Let's hear this ditty.
My ditty, and this is mind-blowing to me. Well, not, yeah, it kind of is. Okay. Can you see this? It's backwards.
My mom is holding up a picture of a little handmade sign that says "Stand Up for America." Whose front yard is that?
That's our front yard.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That has not come down since Biden stole the election from us.
Okay.
I take that back. I've had 2 signs. This was my second one. My first one got through the weather and didn't look good. So the exact same replica I put out in front.
Okay.
This happened to Dad. He probably should be telling you, but I would like to. He was out front. A little girl came by on a bicycle, stopped and said, "What's that mean? What's that sign?"
She's Chinese, by the way.
She's Chinese. She said, "What's that mean?" And Dad said, "That means to be proud for our country and stand up for the values that we believe in as Americans."
Did you go on to one of your rants with her? Did you talk about the pygmy and?
No, he just explained what that sign meant, because it does have American flags beside it too. Yeah. And she said, "My grandma hates that sign." Right? My grandma hates the sign.
Chinese.
So Bob said,
what I told her, I said, well, if your grandmother doesn't like America, the country she lives in, she should pack her shit up and go back to China.
You told this to a 10-year-old kid.
Did you say shit?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Jesus
Can you,
Christ.
you actually confirm that she's Chinese?
Yes.
They own, well, I can't.
Well, and she speaks Chinese. She told me that. And I told her, I said, well, where do you think you live if not in America? She goes, Oklahoma. And I said, where in the hell do you think Oklahoma is? It's
exactly.
And you're the genius Chinese. Yes.
You had a confrontation with a 10-year-old on a bicycle.
Yes, because she was questioning my patriotism and telling me she had none.
And
she was a...
And
okay, you can't do racial slurs.
Okay, after that, before that, I also had out my Trump sign. I thought she was maybe asking Dad about the Trump sign. We are not the first ones on the block for the Trump sign. We're the second ones on the block. Yeah. So the Trump signs are coming out.
Do you think it was Christian of you to get into a confrontation with a 10-year-old girl?
Doesn't matter.
He didn't get into confrontation. He told her.
How do you know?
She doesn't have my values because she's Chinese.
He told
well, that doesn't mean anything. You don't know what religion she is.
Yeah, it does. She isn't. I guarantee you she's not a Christian.
Ask her next time you get into a confrontation.
Oh, her damn grandma comes walking by our house every day, grumbling on a phone, talking like some idiot.
Okay. And they are Chinese because
talking
they
like an idiot.
Yeah. Can't understand the words.
Oh, just a different language, you mean?
No. Just grinding and growling on the telephone to whoever's talking to.
She speaks very loudly and grunts.
You're covering the microphone on your iPad there.
Okay.
There we go. She speaks very loudly.
So anyway, I told him if her grandma didn't like America, pack her shit up and get out.
Did you say shit?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
All right, Mom, what is your ditty? So we've got the backstory to the ditty. Do we get the ditty now?
That's the ditty.
Oh,
What?
But the ditty is that
I thought you were going to sing a song.
No,
That's what a
typically
ditty
what a
is.
ditty is. It's like a little jingle, a little.
Well,
little
don't
sing
knock
song.
it at our door, you little Chinese, little sinking little kid.
Okay.
No. But no,
No.
what I wanted to say, Chad, is
Yeah.
you go, what does it look like? Well, what would it look like?
This is what it looks
This
like.
is what it looks like.
And the pushback.
What
What?
looks like a 10-year-old girl asking you what the
No,
sign in
you're
your front
talking
yard
about
means?
you're talking about when we start fighting back from the Chinese. It's starting. And
What?
your ABCD soup group, they're done. Your transgender is over.
Did you know
What does
Canada?
that
They are
mean?
now. They are. I'll tell you what it means. You are going to drop to the 1%. Nobody's going to listen to a fucking thing you say, and the guns are coming out.
Okay.
All right. So we are properly prepared to begin our first topic. Biden is running for president again. On Tuesday, Joe Biden announced that he's running for
Yay.
re-election in 2024, asking voters to give him more time to, in quotes, finish the job and extend the run of America's oldest president for another 4 years. He would be 86 at the end of a second term. He faces no serious opposition or competition from within the Democratic Party, and his biggest challenge will come in the presidential race when he faces off against the Republican nominee, who will likely be Trump again. Biden's 3-minute campaign announcement video comes on the 4-year anniversary of when he declared his successful 2019 presidential campaign. I said, we are in the battle for the soul of America, and we still are, Biden said. The question we are facing is whether in the years ahead we have more freedom or less freedom, more rights or fewer. Biden plans to run on his record. He spent his first 2 years as president combating the coronavirus pandemic and pushing through major bills like the bipartisan infrastructure package and legislation to promote high-tech manufacturing and climate measures. The president also has multiple policy goals and unmet promises from his first campaign that he's asking voters to give him another chance to fulfill. Biden also plans to point to his work over the past 2 years, shoring up American alliances, leading a global coalition to support Ukraine's defenses against Russia's invasion, and returning the U.S. to the Paris Climate Accord. But public support in the U.S. for Ukraine has softened in recent months, and some voters question the tens of billions of dollars in military and economic assistance flowing to Kiev. The president also faces lingering criticism over his administration's chaotic 2021 withdrawal from Afghanistan, nearly 20 years after nearly 20 years of war, which undercut the image of competence he aimed to portray, and he's the target of GOP attacks over his immigration and economic policies. In recent polls, many Democrats said they would prefer that Biden didn't run again. A recent poll from the Associated Press Center for Public Affairs research shows just 47% of Democrats say they want him to seek a second term, up from 37% in February, and Biden's verbal, occasional physical stumbles have become fodder for critics trying to cast him as unfit for office due to his age. Haley, are you excited about Biden running again?
No, no.
Oh.
Like when you read 86 years old, at what fucking point are we going to have a goddamn cap for age? Like you have to be a certain age. What do you have to be 35 to even run? Right?
Mhm.
Yeah, I think so.
How could an 86-year-old president? What?
Well, fuck, he's incompetent now.
So is Donald
agree.
Trump.
No, it's
No,
not.
he's
No,
not.
I'm not excited. I don't know what the alternative is because there's nobody else. There's nobody else.
That
Yeah,
to me
I'm
is
Camel-Faced
the,
Harris.
I'm
That'll
afraid.
be 10 times worse.
Here's my prediction. He's not
It's
going to
all
make
bad.
it. He's going to die before the end of this term. And that scares me because then there's Kamala,
Which,
horse
yeah,
face.
and then they're going to have to
Kamala.
get rid of her.
And then within
Literally.
the day Biden.
what do you mean
goes
literally?
down,
You know what he
Literally
means.
get rid of her.
the day
You're
Biden.
He
talking about
means
assassination?
murder her
Make
is what
her
he means.
disappear.
The day Biden goes down,
Take it for what you want.
they have 48 hours to replace Horseface
I mean,
as the president.
I do think
Within
that
those
this is
48
a legitimate
hours,
concern that he could fucking
she
die.
better go hide. Within those 48 hours of them naming her as the president, she better go hide.
I mean, I don't know about all that, but
Okay.
there is a legitimate concern that he would fucking die.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Mom and Dad, I have a
he's not
question
gonna
for
make it.
you. Trump was utterly destroyed by Biden in the 2020 election, losing the Electoral College 306 to 232 and losing the popular vote by 7 million votes. Trump has already proven that he has no chance to win against Biden. Would you rather see Trump running against someone else?
No,
What did you just say? He has no chance to beat him
he
again?
didn't lose all those electoral votes. They were stolen.
They were stolen.
That's where you and I disagree.
Who cares?
Well,
the country accepted it as truth. So Trump was bad at
the
that.
The country was forced to accept it as truth.
So was Donald Trump.
No, he won it.
Well, he's not sitting in the fucking White House, is he?
He
so
didn't run. No, I'm talking about in 2016. They said he didn't win either. Yeah, but he did.
Right, and the country accepted it.
The deep state was against him, but he still won.
All right. So the question is, would you rather see Trump running against someone else, not Biden?
No.
It doesn't matter. Trump's going to win.
Biden's perfect.
Okay.
People get slaughtered.
All right. Haley or Mom and Dad, everyone, do you think the Democratic Party is essentially out of talent if they have to run Biden again? I mean, this is a decision that isn't just Biden's decision. It's Democratic National Committee.
The only guy they can put up that'll have a snowball's chance in hell at getting a third of the population vote is Kennedy.
Mm-hmm. And that's it.
That's it.
You know what I think for Trump? Now, this is just what I came up with a couple days ago. I always said DeSantis should just go with Trump. Both of them run as vice president, but he won't. And he's not going to run as president, I don't think. You know who Trump needs? Tucker.
Well, we're going to get to Tucker, rest assured. We have a whole segment about Mr. Carlson. But okay, so no one is enthused about Joe Biden running. Not even the people who are going to vote for him on this.
75 million hits on his first YouTube.
Tucker.
Did you watch it?
Yes.
We watched the speech.
Okay. Let's move on
the truth
to our second topic. We are all pretty much in agreement, I think, that Joe Biden should not be running. Let's move on to number 2. More shootings. After the 4 wrong place, wrong time shootings that made headlines over a week ago, this week saw a continuation of fatal gun violence in America. 5 people were fatally shot, including an 8-year-old in Cleveland, Texas. Once again in Texas.
Oh,
is that Kitty barking? So there's a dog barking in the background. Who is that?
It's Ferris.
More people than 5 were killed this last week.
Okay, hang on.
You're just picking one place.
5 people were fatally shot, including an 8-year-old in Cleveland, Texas.
In Texas.
Yeah, after a Friday night rampage
Not in the United States. Hell, there were probably 30 killed in Chicago in one night.
Okay, just let me get through this.
Get through it.
It was after a Friday night rampage that started with a noise complaint about gunfire, according to the San Jacinto County Sheriff's Office. The suspect is a 38-year-old Francisco Orpeza, and he remains at large. The FBI is now in the case, helping local law enforcement to try and track him down. Oropeza was apparently shooting a rifle in his yard. When neighbors asked him to stop because a baby was trying to sleep, the suspect reportedly responded by saying, "I'll do what I want to in my front yard," then opened fire on his neighbors, killing 5 of them. Multiple people were shot around the residence. 2 female victims in a bedroom used their bodies to shield 2 young children who survived. The victims were shot above the neck at close range in an execution style. Today is the 120th day of 2023. There have already been over 170 mass shootings in the U.S. this year, with mass shooting being defined as a shooting that injured or killed 4 or more people, not including the shooter. Dad, was this a justified shooting?
Probably not.
Probably not. But in your mind, there's some wiggle room there. Maybe it was.
Don't know all the circumstances. I just know what they've reported. Your illegal and dirty media. And the other thing is, this is not going to go away. Gun control is not going to make it go away.
Why not?
Yeah, because crazies already went over the age.
What if we did what they do in Japan?
And it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse.
What if we did what they do in Japan?
What?
You have to take multiple tests. You have to take a test on the firing range and score over a certain percent. You have to have background checks, psychological checks. They ask your family and friends if they think you should be allowed to buy a gun.
Right.
And even in that case, you can only buy certain guns.
Their prime minister got assassinated with a gun.
Their prime minister was just assassinated with a gun.
You bring that up.
Blow it out your ass.
No, but isn't that the society you want to live in, where there is political assassination, but there aren't mass shootings?
No. I want to live in a society where if that would happen to our family or to someone near us, that the police would come, find the guy, arrest him, do the same thing to him, I guess.
Or
the police are proving they can't do that, especially in Texas.
You know why?
They're bad.
Because they're scared to do anything. They'll go to jail. You know what needs to be done?
That's
mass
wrong.
shootings. You know what needs to be done to stop mass shootings?
I do. Take away the
Arm
guns.
all of us motherfuckers and let us take the bastard out.
Okay.
That has happened. Texas is the most armed state in the country.
Right.
No one took that guy out.
No.
Not including the cops. They can't even find
and
him because they're so
they
fucking
kill
inept.
less people in Texas, who's multiple times more populated than Colorado. And Colorado's the biggest mass killing state in the country.
Our country.
I'd like to see stats on that. I'm not sure I agree with you.
You gotta start digging, bitch.
Our country.
You start digging, bitch.
You go way back to Columbine.
Burden of
and all
proof
that
is on the
shit.
person making the accusation.
Colorado
yelling.
and California
Quit
are
yelling.
the two biggest gun mass
Quit yelling.
shooting states in the country.
Here's what I'm afraid of.
by a mile.
Okay.
You know, Dad,
show me
and
the
I
data.
believe- Dad,
I don't need to. I already know it.
Dad and I believe
So,
that
well, I know
people-
different data.
Yeah, it doesn't you don't your dad is bullshit.
that
Your
you can't-
dad is bullshit.
Okay.
No,
Y'all-
your dad is
Yes.
Hey, we can't take away guns, but we can help people that are, he was drunk as a skunk, they said.
Okay.
He was drunk, the guy that shot the other people dead.
Was he ill?
And-
Was he a legal American?
I don't know.
You
Was
don't
he?
either, Chad.
So all of
Was
those
he?
things considered, if you do like Japan does and you have to go through all of these checks, he doesn't get a gun
How do you know?
because he'll
How
have
do
to
you
go
know
through
that?
psychological checks if he
That's
is an
right. Yeah, and
alcoholic,
how many-
if his
how many
family
of
thinks
those
he's
work?
fucking crazy.
You don't know that at all. You're
I know
making
that
up.
statistics don't lie and Japan doesn't have
Oh.
mass shootings.
No, they just killed their prime minister with a gun. Someone
You
did.
keep bringing
Oh,
that
the
up.
craze-
There are
the cra-
7 people got killed last year. 7 by gun violence in Japan. 7.
And
We
how many
have
people just died
20
this
get
week?
killed a day
Right.
in fucking the United States.
I'm
Well,
not.
yeah, and 90% of the people getting killed in the United States are in Chicago.
I'm not disagreeing
What
with
is
what
that
they.
Black
fucking-
on black violence.
I'm not
Oh,
disagreeing
God.
with what Japan does.
What do you
I
mean?
think.
Oh God, that's a fact.
I think any.
But you're saying that like it discounts it. Like who cares, right?
Well, no, I'm not saying it doesn't count. What I'm saying is you're picking out what you consider mass shootings, which is 5 or more people or whatever it is in one event. Hell, there are 2 to 3 people shot every night in Chicago multiple times that aren't included in mass shootings. But it
Yeah.
ends up with 30 dead fucking people.
Fine. So that you're proving my point. Gun
No, I'm
violence is
not.
even worse than just mass shootings
Tightest
in
gun
America.
control in
No.
America is Chicago.
But there is no gun control anywhere in America.
Oh, they claim there is, dude. There's
Not like there is in
bans on
Japan.
guns
Not like
now.
there is in
You-
other countries where
State
you
of
can't even own a
Washington.
gun.
All right, I'm going to point this out to you right now. State of Washington just banned a whole bunch of guns.
Okay.
$50 says they have more killings than they had last year, this year.
Okay. I'm writing that down. I will take the
Write
bet.
that down.
I would go.
I
with,
think I'm already there, be honest with you.
I'm
What
not
is your
getting to
claim?
speak
Sorry.
today. I
Wait,
would
you
go.
will, Mom. Hang on. I just want to make sure I get this claim right.
2023, there will be more people murdered in Washington by guns than there were in 2022.
What are you talking about? State?
And yes, the state of Washington. And the state of Washington has banned multiple different kinds of guns.
Okay. I got it written down. We'll
Write her
keep up
down,
with that.
Bets.
I would go with what Japan does if that would save lives, but I still think at schools, I know we're not talking about school
There's
shootings,
also a different
but
culture.
at school shootings,
Japan also has a different culture than we do.
lock the school down, one way in, one way out, and we do need an armed guard at the front of each school. And that would
This wasn't
stop
a school
crazy.
shooting. None of
I
these
just-
shootings that we're talking about over the past couple of weeks happen at schools. These are just
I
fucking
just said
maniacs
that.
out in the
I
public.
just said that. I know that. I
Yeah.
just said that. And the maniacs, they need to go through mental testing like the Japan people do all the way through the testing, I guess.
And your alphabet soup people, they've come out of the closet, put themselves on the front page. And you know what? Look at that jackass who said, if you try to keep somebody out of the women's
Bathroom.
locker room because I'm a man, that'll be the last thing you ever do.
They're going to be
Well, I
going
would
down
shoot
too.
him. I would shoot him if he got in my way.
Do
trying
you
to
think
protect
that you guys would pass like a psych eval for owning a gun like in one of these
100
countries that puts you
100
through the ringer?
100%.
A
You think
thousand
you
Absolutely
percent.
wouldn't.
pass?
Absolutely wouldn't, because
Yeah.
they'd come to us. They would ask us, "Do you think he needs a gun?" And I would say, "Fuck no."
Oh man, that's
Yeah.
a nice family member. Thanks.
A nice family member. You are talking about
So you're not going
entering
to
and
let us
fighting in a
arm our,
fucking race war
So
every
you-
week.
so you won't let us arm ourselves if someone comes to the door to kill us. So we go down.
Nobody's coming to the
and
door to
you let
kill
us
you.
die.
You're having
How do you know?
conversations with 10-year-old girls on
This
bikes.
is part of
You
the
don't know
psyche
shit.
Val that
No.
you'll roll up into an office and say shit like that.
Oh
No,
yeah.
I
I
would just
just-
show them this video. I would be like,
I
I don't
just
need to say
read-
anything. Make up
I
your
just
own
read-
mind.
Fine.
I just read on my Nextdoor app
Come
that
and get
is
my
like
gun, motherfucker.
all the neighborhoods surrounding us. I think there were 4 car break-ins. There was a break-in in the back of the home where the people came in. We live in a nice neighborhood. I'm not
Right.
bragging, but it's a nice neighborhood. Robberies are happening now because they know they can get away with it. People are walking into
And-
stores,
and people
stealing,
like us-
robbing because they know they can get away
And
with
since
it.
the cops and the DOJ and the FBI are corrupt, the only people that are going to stop this kind
It's
of
us.
activity is us.
Okay, so you say you're the
You got to
only people who are gonna
drop a
stop
few
it.
of them.
All right.
So are you waiting then for the moment when you get to kill someone?
No.
If they kick my front door in, you can bet your ass I'm going to
But
blow
you-
them away.
You have active fantasies about this. You think about it.
No.
No. But I am actively prepared to take
Prepared.
action.
Yeah.
Okay.
We don't
You
want
come
to
through
die.
you come through my front door unannounced, you're gonna get led until I'm out of bullets.
Dad's just not talking about
And I
this.
mean every fucking bit of that.
All
We're
right.
prepared.
I understand.
the
And
word.
so having the guns then makes you feel safer, just possessing them.
Yes. Yes, it
No,
Because
does.
you'll
it
likely
makes me-
never use them.
It doesn't mean I feel safer. It means I feel like I have my right to defend my property and my house against some jackass trying to kick the door in.
And steal our stuff.
And I don't give a rat's fucking ass whether, some prosecutor goes, oh, well, we're going to let him out. You're going to prison. Fuck it. I'll go to prison.
Okay.
And I will empty my fucking gun in his face.
All right.
Okay. But you have this idea that somebody's going to kick in your door. You are
I
thinking
have-
that there is
no,
some kind of like
I don't
boogeyman
have
out there
this
that's coming.
idea. I'm realistic enough to know that it can happen. You're not.
No, I think it possibly can happen. Certainly, there have been people banging on my door at like 3 a.m. I've had a couple of incidents where I'm like, what the fuck? And it was just some like drunk person or whatever, some maniac. In one case, it actually was a guy who walked
wait
down
a
the
minute,
street and set a
wait a
building on
minute.
fire.
Wait a minute. You just said some drunk person. Who
Yeah.
killed the people in Texas? A drunk guy. Hello.
Right. What is okay? I don't
So?
understand the correlation.
He's drunk. He has a gun. He comes to your house, blows you away. You gonna let
No,
that
none of
happen,
these
or you gonna
people
shoot
have
back?
tried to get into my house.
Oh, now he's backtracking.
No, I'm not backtracking. There have been people like scurrying around in front of my front door and shit, but nobody's tried to like kick in my door, as you're saying.
Okay.
At any rate, I was just curious. Like you guys have multiple guns, right?
Oh, yeah.
How
Yes.
many do
And
you
they're
have?
all loaded.
How many guns do you have?
Let's see.
I have no idea.
Well, now you're going to give the FBI.
Yeah,
what
we
they can
can't
track
say
it.
that. We have more
Okay.
than one.
Let's put it
Mo-
this way: more than 7.
More than one.
Okay. Why do you need that many? Why don't you have one
Different-
gun or
Different applications.
I have one gun that I would
Yeah,
use.
we have some nightstand pistols that are locked and loaded for the boy kicking in the front door.
Yeah.
I have a 27 millimeter rifle with a 50 clip
Can you see Dad scurrying around the house?
and a scope in case I get a carload out front that want to rush my house.
okay?
Now he's kind of blowing now. The only guns we would use are the ones by the night.
Oh, but if I saw him pull up my driveway, I'd be getting in that closet,
Yeah.
getting the big one out.
Okay.
And what the big one? Then you'd do what? Point it out a window and just
I
snipe?
would tell him to get out of my fucking driveway and back that shit up right now. And I'd fire one shot in the air and I'd say the next 50 are going to be in your fucking car with you in it.
Do you know most people here, it's rural, kind of where we live outside of the city because we're on the edge. Most people out in the country, they all have guns. You have to have a gun.
Of
Shoot them
course.
every night.
Coyotes.
You don't have to have a gun.
Yes,
Yes,
you
you
do.
do.
For survival.
Survival.
Well, you want coyotes?
What are you
your baby
hunting?
calves?
You want the coyotes to eat our horse, Shiny. Thank God for our
How many
lovely
coyotes
lady.
have you killed with your guns?
Me, none.
But our
your grandpa, when we lived on the farm, every fucking day.
And the lady that protects Shiny has to shoot at him
every fucking day. I saw it.
They drug a deer from the pasture. Right. They took a deer down, drug it away. She had to shoot him to get him out of there.
All right, so there's still some like Wild West shit going on in Oklahoma.
Wild West shit. This is farmland.
This
dumbass.
Is like, oh my god.
This is why you guys
live in the suburbs.
You guys,
yeah, no, I'm not like
you guys are fucking clueless about what America's about.
That happened maybe what 6 miles from where the
I think. Listen, I'm not disagreeing with you that we all live in our little bubbles, but you're also clueless with how the majority of the population lives.
You're right. And I don't give a shit about the majority of the population because you're all woke motherfuckers in 2 states. And as far as I'm concerned, you can saw both those fucking states off and float them out to sea.
Okay.
But it is the majority of the American population. So you're against constitutional law.
It's against the majority of the population.
Yeah.
Half of them aren't even fucking Americans.
Okay. I'm not sure if that's accurate, but I'm just saying, statistically speaking, the most people in America live in the bigger cities.
Yeah, but they're not Americans.
Okay. I don't even know how to address that. Let's move on.
Yeah, you don't, because you can't prove it right or wrong.
They're illegals that buy.
I say they're all Americans. Now what?
Oh, by the way,
they're all Americans.
What was the guy that did the shooting in Texas?
Was he?
Sounds
illegal?
like he was Hispanic.
Was he illegal?
You realize you can be American and still also be Hispanic?
I also know that the odds that you are an illegal are probably 30 to 40% if you're Hispanic in this country.
I'm almost positive that would have been in the news had he been illegal, because exactly for the reason that you're putting on display here. Red meat, throw it to the base.
You're wrong. The media won't tell you shit.
Just like the girl the trans that went in and murdered the children.
Nobody's talking about her.
No, she had
that was in the news.
Or him, or it.
Wait. She had I read the other day, 20 journals, 5 phones, all this stuff she had, a bunch of information. Why haven't we been told about that?
Clearly you have been.
No.
Yeah, but not by your media. They haven't even mentioned it.
Speaking of my media,
Joe Biden invited the racist insurrectionists to the White House and let the families go.
Didn't even
bring it up.
There you go.
He's a piece of shit.
And he's going to be your piece of shit for another 4 years. Let's move on to the common ground.
Okay.
Get your checkbook out. We'll go on it.
Okay.
We've gotten fired up. Now let's try to simmer down. And speaking of my media, I wanted to talk to you guys about something very important that happened this week. After Biden announced he's going to run for president, the RNC released a video that imagined what it would be like under another 4 years of Biden. In this video, there are images of essentially armed troops in the streets of San Francisco. It ends on an image of a guy with a tattooed face and smoking a cigarette. And it kind of paints this apocalyptic picture of what the next term of a Biden presidency will be there. This media was entirely generated using AI. None of the images are real. They are all fake. Good. And I want to ask you guys.
We need to have some propaganda.
Well, you've had it for a long time.
You've had propaganda for 10 fucking years. Your biggest problem is this country's still being run by Barack Obama, and he wants us to fail. And he's a giant piece of dog shit.
Okay. Let's ask.
My question in the common ground, simmer down here. We're supposed to be simmering down.
That ain't going to simmer me down.
We're about to move into a phase of media generation. Really, within the next 6 months, you're going to start to see a lot of insane shit. On my other podcast that I do, Dudesy with Will Sasso, our podcast released a 1 hour long stand-up special of Tom Brady. And it was his voice, but it was new written material. That special got sucked up into CNN, Good Morning America. It was all over the news cycle. There was a thing that came out recently where someone made a song using Drake and The Weeknd's voice, and everybody thought it was real. We are about to now enter into this next election where all of the different campaigns, Biden's, Trump's, Republicans, Democrats, are all going to have the ability to make things that are not real, and they all will. Do you think you're prepared to be able to tell what's real and what's not? Or will you simply go into this, and if you see something that corroborates what you already think, you'll believe it's real?
Oh, now that media
He's coming back from the bathroom.
Now that media is losing its hold on society, we're just going to put out the deal that everything's fake. Your media has been running fake news for 10 years.
Okay, I'm saying the ability for anyone to do fake
Don't
news.
give a shit.
My question is, do you think you'll be able to discern what is fake or not?
No.
I think I can right now. Like when I've seen, the deep fakes of various things and like even the songs, it's all over TikTok, like songs by different artists. There's definitely like little nuances here and there that you can tell that it's fake, but within a year, 2 years, I don't think anybody will be able to determine it.
Imagine that China were to do this. You guys are so afraid of China. They own TikTok. Imagine that they put out a filter that allows anyone to look exactly like and sound exactly like Joe Biden or Donald Trump. You now have billions of videos being generated by
relentless.
the second.
Yeah.
There's no way you'll be able to sift through what is real and what is not. No one will be able to.
Yeah. Right. So then what?
I don't know.
You can believe nothing.
Essentially, if you see something or hear something, you cannot believe it. We're about to cross that threshold within a year. This is all happening now.
So we need to get rid of Biden now so we can get Trump in.
This is why you're going to have a war.
Okay, this is why we're going to have a war, he said.
And it's going to be
Quit yelling. Quit yelling.
The reason you're going to get it is because people like us are never going to stand by anymore and watch this bullshit take place. We're going to stop it.
Okay, that's not what I'm asking.
DOJ,
this like a Cyberdyne situation?
DOJ, FBI, got to go bye-bye. Okay. Wash that whole fucking slate clean.
We're not talking about that right now. I'm asking specifically about AI media.
That's what I'm talking about.
No, you're not. You're talking
once
about
we control
the FBI.
Once we get control of our government again, this will slow all this shit down. And
how is it going to slow it down? These are billion-dollar tech companies.
Well, these billion-dollar tech companies aren't going to have their protection anymore, and they're all going to get filed.
Yeah, they are.
No, they're going to get the same thing that happened to AT&T.
What was that?
Huh? They broke it up.
AT&T. These companies are doing things that are light years ahead of any politician's understanding.
You don't even know what I'm talking about.
Yes, you're talking about monopolies being broken up.
Exactly.
These are not monopolies.
Well,
these are companies.
They'll all be fighting each other.
Let Chad explain it. What are they?
In that fight, in that competition, they are in a race right now to see who can make the smartest AI. And eventually, one of those AIs is going to be 1,000 times smarter than any human on the planet, and it's going to take over the fucking internet. That's coming.
Okay.
But in the steps leading into it, you're now going to see every political campaign have the ability to create media and audio of anything they want that will be indistinguishable from real life. And I'm asking you, do you think that is going to affect this incoming election? I mean, it will.
Yeah.
But
I think the fear of that is going to make us even more powerful.
I mean, it begs the question, like Joe Biden could fucking die, but still be operating.
Correct. Exactly.
I think guess what? I think it's already happened. I saw him the other day and they said he went like this on the back of his neck and itched it. They go, oh my God, that's a mask. That's not him. That was like 2 weeks ago. I believed it.
Well, but you're also going to get to a point where you can have things like a video of Joe Biden dying comes out. Yeah. And he's not dead.
Then what? Right.
There's a video of Donald Trump dead. And now he's got to be like, I'm not dead. It does affect.
Stop it. You're not good. You're not good. Give it up.
Let me tell you, you're no AI.
Keep your day job. Give it up.
All right. Let's move on to topic number 3. Tucker Carlson. Right-wing propagandist Tucker Carlson made an abrupt departure from Fox News last week. Carlson was one of the network's biggest stars, second in ratings, only to a show called The Five. He gained a large following while spouting xenophobic and racist rhetoric on his show, Tucker Carlson Tonight. He left Fox News without explanation on Monday of last week. News outlets have reported that Carlson was fired on the personal order of Fox owner Rupert Murdoch for, among other things, using vulgar language to describe a female executive. On Wednesday, Carlson shared a cryptic 2-minute video on his Twitter account that did not explain his exit, but offered sweeping complaints about the state of American discourse. Fox hasn't commented publicly on why it cut ties with Carlson, but it came only days after Fox News agreed to pay voting equipment company Dominion $787.5 million to settle a high-profile defamation lawsuit. Carlson's stunning departure is reportedly connected to a lawsuit filed by his former senior booking producer, Abby Grossberg, who claims she faced sexism and a hostile work environment. On Monday, Fox News immediately replaced Carlson's slot with a rotating roster of hosts until a permanent replacement can be found, the network said. In his video on Wednesday, Carlson implied his fans had not seen the last of him. His time slot since his departure has dropped by 56% in the ratings. Mom and Dad.
He's had 75 million YouTube hits.
Yes.
Million.
Mom and Dad, do you like Tucker Carlson?
Yes. He tells the truth.
I think.
He literally doesn't.
I don't know.
In fact, there's a lawsuit to prove so.
Opinion. Lawsuit doesn't.
No, it's not our
shit.
opinion. His fucking text messages
Lawsuits
were
Haley,
released.
Lawsuits don't mean
He
shit
lied.
today. You can
He
file
openly
lawsuit for anything.
lied. He lied. That's proven. We
Where?
have his text messages.
Where?
What do you mean where? They had to come out as part of this fucking Dominion
okay.
lawsuit.
So it's so distasteful that 1/4 of America tuned in to hear what he had to say.
I'm not saying it's distasteful. I'm saying he lied. You guys always talk about
Doesn't
value and
matter.
honesty and stuff. Tucker
Doesn't
Carlson's
matter.
not honest.
He lies a hell of a lot less than anybody on your side.
I think he tries to get both sides of the story out.
Right. Haley, do you think he should have been fired?
Yeah.
For what?
Because of the, why do you think he is deserving of this?
Because the woman came out and said that he said some
the woman,
sick shit to her. Yeah.
The woman, they accuse you of everything.
Who's they?
I thought it was,
You do. Women accuse everybody of everything.
Mom, how do you feel about that
If
statement?
it doesn't go their way, you did
Any
something
kind
to
of
them.
sexual harassment, anything like that, you're
Lord.
fired. You're fucking fired.
I thought it was because the station is all liberal and he is more to the right side, so they got rid of him because the son
The Murdoch kids
of
don't
Murdoch
like.
didn't like him.
That's kind of the rumor behind the scenes.
Yeah.
We were there behind the scenes.
Fox is going to go broke. It doesn't matter.
Do you think someone will hire him, like perhaps Newsmax?
No.
Why not?
No.
He'll start
Because
his own
he'll start his own
and be more
and
popular.
he'll make more money on his own than he ever will working for a
You
network.
guys actually like Tucker Carlson.
Yes,
No,
I do.
I don't care about Tucker Carlson. I care that Tucker Carlson will at least put some fucking video out of January 6th that disputes some of the bullshit.
Did
that's
you see
going
that,
on.
Chad? The security
Yes,
guards were
but-
leading the way.
No, that has
opening
all
the
been
elevators for
disproven.
'em.
Okay, so
No.
this is
No,
a
it's
good.
not
Yes.
disproven.
You can't disprove video.
You can.
Security
All
guards.
they
No, you
cut
can't.
little snippets out to make it
Oh,
look
good.
like what they know
Good.
you want to see.
Good.
And that's what I was talking about with the
that's
AI
exactly
stuff.
Yeah,
what the
this is-
fucking-
Yeah.
That's
If you
exactly
can't
what the
see through
January
that-
6th committee did.
No, listen, if you
Yes.
cannot
Okay.
see that video that Tucker Carlson put out of January 6th, if you can't understand that video is edited to make it look a
Splice.
very specific way, you have no chance of
So
being able to identify AI generated deepfakes and all these photo real things and audio
I
real
don't
things
need
that are
to.
about to come down the pipe. You do. You're talking about honesty. And especially in political elections, you want to know that the information you're getting is valid. I'm telling you, the information all of us are about to get in this next political cycle will not be valid. None of
Yeah.
it
It
will be.
wasn't valid last time.
okay, so two security guards walking down to the elevator, hitting the buttons for the two guys that were there. That was not true.
Yes, it was. But in what context? We don't know what happened before that or after that.
Oh.
It looked kind of peaceful to me. And those
Yeah,
were
there
people that were put in
moments-
prison.
Yes, because they were doing something illegal. If those security guards were told by their superiors, don't shoot anybody. We want to
Oh.
try and keep this as peaceful as possible.
So
Like, just walk
illegal,
them
you should
around,
go
make
to
sure they're
jail.
not.
Mhm.
What's
Why is
that?
Hunter Biden still walking around?
Yeah. Why is Hunter Biden
Hunter
still
Biden
crack-
wasn't there.
No,
know-
he's
Talking
done
about.
illegal shit. He's still walking around.
You know what?
Why is Trump walking around?
He's sticking close
He
to
hasn't
his
done anything illegal.
data. I heard he moved
Oh,
in the
God.
White House, so they can't give him a subpoena.
Nice. Well,
Yeah.
good for him. You should use your nepotism to your fullest capabilities. I believe that is America, the American way. All right, let's move on to our final topic.
Not to the Chinese.
Okay.
Let's move on
That's
to our
not
final
the
topic.
American way.
You're really riled up about the Chinese.
I got one out in my front yard giving me shit. I'm about to put a foot in the ass.
You're
Just
going
as
to beat
long
up
as
a
it's a
10-year-old
foot in the
girl?
ass,
No, her grandma.
Okay.
Back her ass
Oh
up on the
my
up first,
God.
the first sandpan back.
Stop.
This
Stop
hatred
right
that you
now.
feel for anybody who is not white, do you believe it's
No.
racism?
Oh my God.
It's not anybody that's not white.
Okay.
It
We
is.
talked
It's
about
anybody who doesn't believe in America. And if that happens to be white,
yellow,
I don't
black,
like you
brown, purple.
I
the
hate-
way.
if you're
I
black,
hate this
if
country.
you're black
We-
and you're an American first, I'm on your side.
I hate
We've
the
talked-
way that our country is headed right now. I don't really like the
Patriotic.
country I
You
live
know
in.
why? People like you are no longer patriotic. You do not cherish America. You cherish some fucking global bullshit.
Like I've told you before, Chad, like
and it's
it's-
going to
it's
bite you
literal-
in the ass.
It's literally working against me. People
No,
I
it's
love,
not.
people I
Literally.
care for. It is
Well,
it is
like-
designed to fucking keep us down.
No, it's
So
not.
why
Did-
would I want? Why would that?
Do you feel
make
like
me
you've
happy?
been kept? Do you feel like you've been kept down your whole life? You're so full of shit.
did you not feel anything the day that we buried Nanny and
No,
popcorn?
no one
Hush.
regulates you. No one regulates your body. Literally, no one. Mine is
How?
by the government.
How?
I can no longer get an abortion if I wanted one.
Yes, you can.
Go
No,
to the
I
state.
cannot.
Go to the
You can go
state
to
that
a
gives
state
them.
that'll do it. You're a lying piece of shit.
Okay.
You can get an
Okay.
abortion in this country.
Okay. Did you not feel?
You, Haley
Jesus
Kultgens, can get an
Christ.
abortion in this country any day of the week you want it.
What if I had no money? What if I couldn't
Oh.
leave my job?
If you had no money, couldn't leave your job, Uncle
Biden-
Joe will pay
Biden
for
said
it.
he would pay for it for you to travel to go get one.
So
This is
you don't know what
This
you're
is all
talking-
inaccurate. You don't know what you're
No.
talking about because it
No.
doesn't fucking affect you. You
And
don't care.
Transgendered. is
If you were
over.
transgender, you would care about transgender topics, but you're not. You don't fucking care because it has never affected you, not a day in your life.
That's right.
Okay. Has this not?
And I
affect-
don't want it to.
Has this not affected you the day we buried Nanny and popcorn and his gun salute went off and they handed me the flag? Did that not affect you? The American flag that was placed in my hand? That he served our country? Did that not affect you?
I don't understand
The
what.
flag didn't.
Yeah.
Not
what?
me.
Well,
The
there you
death
go.
did,
You're not
but not the
patriotic.
flag.
You don't believe in America.
Any veteran?
Correct.
Yeah,
That
this
makes
country
you- that makes
fucking
you an
sucks
enemy.
right now.
That makes
There are
you an
so many
enemy.
things
I
about this
don't-
country
I
that
don't-
suck.
I don't think this country sucks. I want to go on record as saying, yes, there are things that need to be changed for everybody to have a better way of life. But comparatively speaking, the United States still is one of the best places you can live in the
One
world.
of the
Yes, one of.
where's better?
Where's the second?
Many Scandinavian countries have higher
Oh,
quality of life,
fuck.
longer life expectancy, et cetera, et
Yeah,
cetera.
blah, blah, blah,
But
blah.
we were about to get on the topic of abortions, so let's stay on that for our fourth and final topic today. The abortion bans have failed. Abortion bans in Nebraska and South Carolina fell short of advancing in close votes amid heated debates among Republicans, much to the surprise of conservatives who have dominated both legislatures for further exposing the chasm on the issue of abortion within the GOP. In Nebraska, where abortion is banned after 20 weeks of pregnancy, an effort to ban abortion at the 6th week of pregnancy fell one vote short of breaking a filibuster. Cheers erupted outside the legislative chamber as the last vote was cast, with opponents of the bill waving signs and chanting, "Whose house? Our house." In South Carolina, lawmakers voted 22-21 to shelve a near total abortion ban for the rest of the year. Republican Senator Sandy Senn criticized Majority Leader Shane Massey for repeatedly, in quotes, taking us off a cliff on abortion. Most aggravating to some Republicans is that the pushback is coming from inside the House. The Nebraska bill on Thursday failed when Republican Senator Merv Reapy, an 80-year-old former hospital administrator, refused to give it the crucial 33rd vote needed to advance. Reapy was an original co-signer of the bill, but later expressed concern that a 6-week ban might not give women enough time to know they were even pregnant. Reapy and some Republicans across the country have noted evidence pointing to abortion bans as unpopular with a majority of Americans. An AP VoteCast nationwide survey of the 2022 electorate showed only about 1 in 10 midterm voters, including Republicans, believe abortion should be illegal in all cases. Overall, a majority of voters said abortion should be legal in all or most cases. That includes nearly 9 in 10 Democrats and about 4 in 10 Republicans. Mom and Dad, I already know the answer to this. It's a states' rights issue. So you guys are very happy that these abortion bans failed, right?
Doesn't matter. They will all come back.
Mom,
They're already starting to.
are you happy that the states have expressed their rights here?
Well, you're talking about, okay, state of Nebraska by
Question was for
one
Mom.
vote and 15 people standing out in front of the
All right.
Capitol going, yeah, we won. Fuck them.
No, they lost. The
Yeah,
people who are pushing the abortion ban lost.
I know. That's what I just said. And
Right.
you're sitting here ranting and raving about they lost by one stinking vote. And you're telling that a whole crowd of people were going, Yahoo. That whole crowd of people was about 15.
Okay.
You know how Dad.
No, but I've seen it.
You know how we feel about abortion.
I've seen the video.
Yes.
Dad wouldn't be here. You know, we don't believe in abortion. I don't believe in it at the moment of conception. I don't believe in it at the end of the life. I believe the only way medically, if necessary, for the life of the baby or the mother.
Well, it wouldn't be for the life of the baby ever. In any case, it is abortion.
No shit.
No, sometimes the baby.
No shit.
The baby gets aborted to save its life?
No. I just said the baby has no rights.
But now this is a key component of this. Is something you're always talking about, Dad. That the 1%, the trans community or LGBTQ, however you want to put
Alphabet soup.
Okay.
That's a minority of the American population. Therefore, their viewpoint does not matter. In this case, you are the minority. Your viewpoint doesn't matter.
Oh, yes, it does.
In regard to
No,
what?
it doesn't. Abortion.
Because it's
most of the country, it's not. Clearly, it's not.
It's already flipping.
The Supreme Court overturned Roe versus Wade. All of these states who have had these bills voted on, they are all getting struck down.
And
every one of them.
And all they're doing right now is determining when you can't get one, what the time frame is. Used to be you could kill them after they were born.
That's
not
never.
Now people are going 6 weeks, 15 weeks. They're going to come up with a week deal, and it's going to be nationwide.
No,
this is why AI putting out deep fake shit is so dangerous, because of people like Mom and Dad who just latch on to like complete fucking lunacy, and you run with it.
Biggest misconception. You two people think you're smarter than we are, and you're fucking not.
Nobody's giving abortions post-birth. Nobody's killing babies on the table that have been born. No one's doing that. No one is teaching children in elementary school that they need sex changes. Nobody's doing that.
I will look that up, South Carolina, because I think there was a senator that pushed for the bill. I don't know if it passed, but after the baby came out, then if you didn't want it, it could die.
You go in a quiet room with your doctor and decide whether you take its life or not.
Yes,
after it was born.
Yes,
that is a fact. You guys just want to gloss over.
All right. Is abortion a losing battle for Republicans?
No.
So far, it has been.
It won't be this time around.
Interesting. Why do you think that? Why do you think the entire country's opinion on this is going to change?
I've been trying to convince you, your culture that you two are pushing for is never going to take hold in America. And America,
hang on a minute.
Now shut up. Let me
shut up.
America
hold on, dude.
America
hold on a second, dude.
They have already
hold on a second,
started
dude.
the fucking
hang on.
pushback. They've already pushed back.
Listen, you're talking about this culture that we want is never going to take hold in America. Abortion has been legal for fucking decades. The culture already took hold.
And now it's not.
All these states, including Nebraska and South Carolina, these are conservative Republican states where
Nebraska's not.
What the fuck? I literally just read this, that they have super majorities in their fucking legislatures.
Yeah, but they're not.
And they can't get these bills passed.
They're not a hardcore conservative state anymore. They started flipping along.
Whatever. They're fucking Republican. They have Republican governors, Republican Congress, Republican House, all this shit. And they can't get these bills passed. I believe it is a losing issue.
Well,
because at its core, it comes down to women's rights. And I think what all of these fucking Republicans don't understand is that now women are speaking up. Women are talking about how this is a fucking violation of their bodies. And they might not have before Trump. I don't think that would have been the case. He changed a lot of shit. I feel like Haley, I think that you're one of these people.
CRT in schools.
Yeah, I think
that's really taking hold, hasn't it?
Yes. Haley, tell me if I'm wrong in this, but I think Trump fucking like woke you up a little bit. I think you became far more militant about these views, far more outspoken. Am I wrong in this?
No, that is 100% correct. I think that prior to Trump, these were just things that we always kind of knew to be true. We didn't think about it, worry about it. Trump was elected. Shit started getting taken away. I think most women that I know in some capacity have, I mean, shit, like I post shit about it on my fucking business page because I have reach. Like I have a real fucking following. Yeah. It's important. And they're taking shit away from all of us at this point. Because I have LGBTQ plus members in my bakery. Most of us are women, people of color. So it is literally affecting me, my children, my family, my friends. And we're pissed. We're fucking mad. Like my literal fucking freedom we're being taken away from me.
I just think
got two sides.
I don't think women are going to allow it to happen. Dad, let me ask you this. Should women be allowed to vote?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Okay. Interesting.
Kansas did overturn by a veto the bathroom.
Transgender.
Yeah.
No more.
Why do you care about where people take shit?
In Kansas.
Whatever you are at birth
is what
the
you
bathroom that you go into.
It's the sports you play.
I think it's in Kansas where they passed a bill where educators can now ask children to go into bathrooms, pull their pants down to make sure that their genitals match their given gender at birth.
Nice.
Could be.
Yeah.
Are you guys in support of that?
I think it's a great idea.
You should have adults looking at kids' genitalia.
You would be cool with somebody like taking me or Chad into a fucking bathroom and doing that?
Lie that he's a girl, and my little girl wouldn't go to school and lie that she's a little boy.
Doesn't matter. They can do it to fucking anyone. They can do it to anyone now.
They can,
but
they won't.
I've been patted down at an airport before, groped around my waist and stuff for no reason.
You're a fucking adult. We're talking about children in elementary school.
Yeah. Why don't you want to protect these kids? You're always talking about kids need to be protected, not these kids, though.
It's because you don't really care about the kids. You just care about getting your point across. You've never cared about kids dying from guns. You don't give a fuck.
You're correct. I don't give a fuck about transgendered people running my country.
They don't run your country.
And they're not gonna. I'm gonna stop it.
But at the very root of all of this, you always say like, "Oh, we care about the kids dying." And you don't fucking care. You don't give a shit.
Yes, you do.
I never said
Mom
that.
says it all the time when we talk about transgender
Mom says
issues.
it all the time. I never said it.
But you don't, because there are real solutions that if put into place would make a difference.
Kids. I don't give a shit. Get that through your noodle alphabet soup.
All right. Well, that wraps up our show for today. It was a heated one, of course. Thank you for joining us. Again, if anybody out there wants to send in a question, record a 1 minute or shorter piece of audio and email it to thenecessaryconversationpod@gmail.com. Thank you, everybody, for listening. And before we go, as always, Mom, I love you. Dad, despite your views on virtually everything, I love you. Haley, I love you.
Mom, I love you. Dad, I love you. Chad, I love you. I'll be in LA in 2 weeks.
Nice.
Chad, I love you. Mary Lou, I love you. Kitty, I love you. Haley, I love you. I still don't like the alphabet soup community.
I love you, Chad. I love you, Haley. I love you, Bob. And I love that sugar bear. See, right there. Sugar bear. Kitty cat sugar bear. KKSB. KKSB. What you looking at? I have to take her next week. I think she has enlarged heart.